Hello, welcome back to a 3 versus 3, something a little bit different than the norm. I'm playing Clan Angrund. We have one Empire player and another Dwarf player. We're fighting 3 Wood Elf armies right now. Artillery is currently hitting the one in the middle. They have a lot of shields in the middle. Archers. We're looking at a treeman. And a lot of mounted units. Not for the middle army, but the one on my right flank, their left flank. They've brought in a lot of mounted units. And they're going to flank me. They're going to do a lot of damage to me. We're kind of all smushed together right now. The Empire player brought in mortars, a steam tank. The other Dwarf player, he brought in organ guns. We're going to take our time and find out how good they perform, how well they perform. And here I am. I've got my miners. I don't often bring them, but I did bring them here. Quarterlers too. Wards of Dragonfire Pass, Iron Breakers. I've got a King Lund Iron Hammer. The enemies are now riding down. Glade Riders are coming down to fight me. Now I've got to use my range units to go hit them. I do move back a little bit. I wanted to let the Empire player fight the player in the middle. He's taking a lot of damage already. Look at that steam tank. 10 kills so far, but taking damage. The mortars could potentially be effective. He just shot down an entire line of Hawk Riders. That was really effective. I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's go check it out. I'm forming back up in a different location. My goal is to go after all the mounted units who are coming after me right now. Eternal Guardsmen, they're charging forward, all of them. Yeah, they came to us. I had allies with a lot of artillery. I don't usually bring a lot of artillery anymore. From time to time, I'll bring in like a Goblin. I find those to be effective. I mean, it's a regiment of renown and they can diminish leadership, which is why they're very good. So I'm accumulating a few kills, not a lot of kills right now. And we're looking at a lot of Bugman's Rangers currently hitting Elven Spearmen who are charging into battle. That's pretty nasty. Hello, Flying Intestine. The other Wood Elf player has Treekin. We've got Eternal Guardsmen, a Spell Singer, Wildwood Rangers, and Glade Guards in the rear with a Glade Lord. The Glade Guard with Hagbane Tips took a lot of damage, which is good because they can use poison. I mean, that is what a Hagbane Tip is, poison. Okay, we'll let them all charge in. I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of the situation. The Empire player didn't bring you back his Knights of the Blazing Sun, not yet. Wow, that was a great hit, right through the middle of them. Steam tanks are still hitting. The Spearmen should be able to hold now. The steam tank is holding there too. A great way to utilize your steam tank. That way they're able to cause terror, but the focus fire will potentially have it destroyed quickly. There's a beautiful net ability utilized to keep them in place. A little bit late to use it, but that's okay. I wonder if he's going to use mortars on them. No? Okay. Either way, that will stop his charge in the very beginning. I would shoot the Hawk Riders. My enemy is coming to charge towards me too. But look at how many are being hit in the middle. That was really a good call on the Empire player. The Hawk Riders are now moving over here. I've got my own Quarterlers. I brought them in because they have shields and they could defend a little bit better against a volley of arrows. Here they come. Spearmen are charging. Dryads behind them. They're staggered in a line. Wildwood Rangers. Wildwood Rangers are a little bit strange. I don't really find that they have a good place in the Wood Elf army. Maybe they have a place that I haven't found out about yet, but I would rather use the Azurai Spears or Azurai Ward Dancers where they have abilities that in a situation could be very powerful. These guys are just okay. They cost a lot, and they're okay. Okay, Eternal Guardsmen are moving in. My Iron Breakers are throwing in their satchels and breaking up their lines as they charge in. They don't like my purses at all. They do not approve what is Gucci, and for that they will die, the dirty elves. Well, the clean elves. And right now they're clashing with the Empire player, who's using Earth Blood to heal up his units to make sure that they're not dying, at least for a little while. They're being healed up. While they can't come back to life, they can be healed up. The other Dwarf player, who formed his own box, well, he's just shooting away. The organ gun seems to be a little bit better now. The Grudge Thrower, 20 kills. Here's a Goblin for 44 kills and 20 for another Grudge Thrower. Yeah, he brought in a lot of artillery. He's hitting the Treekin now, who are going to be very sturdy. But look at how much is going on right now. There is a lot of things happening right now. He's got a Luminarch of Hish, and that is actually getting a lot of use here. I'm a little bit shocked about it because, I mean, how often can you actually use a Luminarch of Hish effectively in combat? It's very difficult. It's being hit right now, which is unfortunate. And there is a Curse of Anra here. I don't know if it matters when you're that close. He brought in Boris Todbringer, so much respect to him for that. That's how you know that you have a good Empire player, right? You bring in good old Boris. I'm kidding about that, but I do love that dude. Alright, on my line, my enemy's charged in. The Dryads are falling apart right now. The Wallwood Rangers are falling apart too. On the flanks, they're going to try to hit me. I'm going to use my Quarrelers to stop them. They're not going to be able to hit me because they're being stopped by all of my Quarrelers. And that should be more than enough to keep them at bay. And I'm back here too in my own little box as well. Might as well utilize that while they're charging. I mean, they charged immediately. They didn't have to. But with all of our artillery, they had to. Look at that mortar. A beautiful shot right into the middle of their formation. I don't think there's any friendly fire. A very optimal shot. It's a treeman dying. There's just so much going on in this freaking battle that I can show you all at once. And it's really insane how short it is. But they did charge right in. Our allies' front line is not very strong. Not durable at all. They have Slayers coming back here to go fight. My enemy came at me from behind just a bit. I'm using my Quarrelers to shoot them. I've got my Dragonback Slayers who are going to keep them back and destroy them. There's no way they'll be able to do well here. Now, these arrows are pretty effective. Only, what, 2 kills, maybe 3? On my Grumbling Guard, they'll probably take a lot of damage, but I'm currently returning volleys at them, notching my bow, and shooting back my crossbow. They're going to be hit. I like how he doesn't care. They don't really react to being hit from time to time. It's pretty funny. I don't think that's really intentional. King Lun Ironhammer, 16 kills total. I didn't get a lot of kills here. I could have had him charge out in the middle. Magic could easily destroy him, but for now he's doing alright. I've got Belegar, 35 kills, which is a lot of kills. He's very high on the armor front. Darthu's on the way. I'll need to focus fire on him eventually. I'm really curious about that Luminarch of Hish. He healed it up, right. Very bright to do that. The Empire player seems to know what he's doing. The treeman's still going. There's one dead treeman. Look at that, completely wiped out. Let's go find out what our other allies doing. The Treekin is still fighting. He's got a Thorgrim Grudgebearer, which is not bad. That gives us all a very nice buff, unless he didn't bring it. I don't think he brought it actually. Never mind, he doesn't. You've got to pay for that item. Here's a Runesmith. Not a bad call. The Hawk Riders are not being utilized well. It's not really a great map for Hawk Riders. He's using a Curse of Anra here to diminish the capability of his ranged units. He's got archers, but if they're unable to really hit for a period of time or even flank, then they're not going to do very well. The scouts? Oh, he doesn't have scouts. I thought he did. Okay, only Starfire shafts. Okay, never mind. Wave Watchers and a Wave Walker around here somewhere, right? Here's a Glade Lord. I like that helmet. Looks like it would weigh down a Glade Lord quite a bit in battle, but apparently it does not phase them. Here's a treeman still dying. Yeah, I don't usually use slow motion that much, but it's really unique for a huge battle like the one we're fighting to end so quickly. Here's Darthu fighting Belegar. He's going to be able to beat Belegar. Darthu is very powerful. The downside is that it's very big, so I'm able to hit him. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, my bad. Hawk Riders are on their way right now. I've wiped out a lot of the mounted units who came at me. They couldn't really do it. The Quarrelers are moving into formation. I'm going to focus fire upon Darthu eventually. King Lun is still fighting 35 kills, which is not too bad. I'm trying to flank my enemies, or I will eventually. I've got my Ekron Miners, who haven't really gone into combat. I'm having them charge in right now. I probably should have used their satchels on other targets. I'm bringing in my Grumbling Guard, who are keeping my units fresh. Here comes more mounted units who are coming back at me. I have to watch out for them. I've got miners chasing another group of them. So back into slow motion because we have to. I'm trying to shoot Hawk Riders right now. The Empire player is currently using Knights to charge right through his enemy. He's breaking a lot of that player. The Steam Tank can be healed up too? That's really crazy. So he did use his healing ability to heal up a lot of units and a lot of his line. They weren't really broken because of that. Look at that. I suppose if you heal their damage while they're taking damage and they're not dead yet, then they're going to be fine. It's a Great Eagle. The Great Eagles are okay, but right now that Great Eagle is not going to get very far. Here's another shot with that Luminarch. Wow. Took out an enemy lord. There you go, Glade Lord. Some friendly fire, sure, but A great kill. And here's a Waystalker, nearly dead as well. The Knights of the Blazing Sun are now fleeing. That was a beautiful shot. I'm glad we saw that. That Luminarch of Hish is doing so much damage right now. Took out a Treeman, then a Lord. That is all that you needed to do. Wildwood Rangers are actually doing alright over here. They're anti-large, and they're fighting Dwarf Warriors, who are okay. They're meant to hold the line. Yeah, our Dwarf ally's not doing as well as he probably could be, but he is holding them back. The Empire player's doing a great job. Okay, I don't think we need slow motion anymore. There's not too much flanking happening at the moment, which is why I'm not too worried about it. So it should be okay, I think. Here they come, they're charging again, they're dying, they're not getting very far, they're beginning to waver. And we're using sustained fire to bring down their flying units. Durthu's on the way, but I have Dragonback Slayers who are on the way too, and they're going to be able to really hurt Durthu. I mean, look at that, flammable. Pretty good. Looks like we have that guy on fire now. Durthu's going down quickly. Dragonback Slayers will do a great job at hacking him down. Very tragic sight. Okay, we will have to go into slow motion for a brief moment as we go look at the battle. Okay, Eternal Guardsmen still fighting. We've only got a few lingering units. The Empire player is going to go help our ally, the one who needs a lot more help than I do. I'm doing okay. So he's going to go help him out. The Mortars got a lot of kills. I mean, here's a great map for Mortars where they're easily protected and they can just destroy their enemies. My Quarrelers were very situational and taking out very certain targets, and they did not have a lot of kills, but they took out a lot of, you know, annoying targets that might not be high in number, but they could do damage to me if they're allowed to exist, and I would have to chase them with my melee units if I didn't have my range units to hit them. Durthu is running away now. My Slayers are destroying him, and we have largely won. King Blonde accumulated a lot of kills. Belegar not as many. He had to fight Durthu, and now he's leaving. Let's go look at the map real quick. Here's what has been going on the map. That's what happens when you have a big battle. If we had a 4v4, I don't even know how crazy that would be. I need to try one out. Toshin got a new PC, so, or he upgraded his PC, so you should be able to handle a 4v4, and I'm getting my new card soon. We could try it out. We would need everyone else to have good internet connections and PCs too, which can be kind of a pain to find. But if we can work it out, we will. I don't want to use a tiny unit size. I mean, that would kind of defeat the purpose of having that many people playing. And we won the battle. They just couldn't keep up. They fell upon our shields, and we were able to destroy them quite handily. Let's go look at what we have here. I lost over 100. I had over 1,100 remaining. Kess, he lost over 200. I mean, overall, we didn't lose a lot. My Quarrelers took out those situational units who were trying to flank me. My Ironbreakers got a lot of kills. My Norgribbling Ironbreakers, a lot of kills. Dragonback Slayers, they did their part. They kept away Durthu. They completely hacked him down. He's a great unit to go after with your Dragonback Slayers. That flammable ability is really good. Wars of Dragonfire Pass, 83 kills, which is really good. Belegar did his part. Lund did his part. The Miners, I mean, they're very cheap, so I mean, they were there to just kind of take up space and to do their own thing. I wish I could click on the other units, but I can't do that anymore for whatever reason. They took that out. I had my Peak Gate Guard. I didn't even get to really utilize my entire army in battle because he didn't have as many melee units, and what melee units he did have, he had them all clash into me. He didn't try to flank me at all. He didn't try to use his range to shoot me down at all. So, in a map like the one we played on, you don't want to bring in 3 Wood Elf factions, I don't believe. You would need very melee-centric builds. You would need to have all of your flying units fly in immediately whenever your melee lines are trying to clash in. That way you can disable our ranged units. You would need to have a lot more Wild Riders trying to hit us from behind. That would have been fairly effective. You could have ignored 1 Dwarf player and gone after 2 players, and that Dwarf player would have had to have rearranged to hit one of you. And that would have potentially been better too. But there's really not too much more that I can add. It was a very chaotic fight, but I do hope that you did enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and as always, until then.